All right, I'm gonna tell you, this is a big deal. Five-star AJ Harris, who lives in Phoenix City, for those of you not from West Georgia, that's right on top of Columbus. He has picked Georgia over Alabama, Clemson, and the Gators. And here's the backdrop on this one. First of all, this guy's a top 30 player in the country. He considers himself from Georgia, and or at least that's what he said at times to us. But he was getting ready to go down to Gainesville for the weekend on an official visit, according to Matt DeBerry, and he picked Georgia today instead. So you're starting to see this Georgia class come together, and you know, I mean, this is what's separating Georgia from other folks. I mean, Matt is also pointing out that Ohio State's a team that was really in the mix for him. This is a guy that had 31 tackles and two forced fumbles his junior year. He had 479 yards of total offense, 7 touchdowns on offense, but really it was the 5 touchdowns on returns. That's where you see if guys are freaks. Is can they, and when they get into the open field, are they scary? And this guy is. So I think for me, there's a couple of things here. First of all, in recruiting, that you know, this is a zero-sum game. Whoever you sign, your competitors are not signing. Um, that he's from Alabama, but considers himself from Georgia, you're not going to get a lot of guys like that. So this was a guy that Georgia really needed to get, and they got him. But I think it serves notice to Billy Napier and the Gators. No, no, you're not getting in on this, right? I mean that's the problem for Florida, is they're trying to establish themselves as a brand. And obviously, if you're getting into fights with Georgia and Alabama, Ohio State for players, you're going in the right direction. The problem is you don't get anything for second place in recruiting. You just don't, and that's problematic, I guess you could say, for Napier and the Gators. But look, this guy is, insofar as we can tell, he is the real deal. And 5 stars are an indicator. They're not the end all be all. They are an indicator of what could be. And you always need defensive backs. He will be in the 23 class, assuming everything moves forward and he signs with the Dogs. But this is a really, really big pickup. Hey, why don't you pick up DAWGSTRUCTION? We're getting to the point where we have limited DAWGSTRUCTIONs. But what I'm doing is, if you order the book today, you get the 2020 preview for free. So you go ahead and order it. The link is down below. The preview is free. It's 50 pages about the Dogs, full color, sent to press today. I'll have it next week. You order the book, I'm gonna send it out next Friday. Well, Friday, not tomorrow, but Friday. And get yourself the book. You're gonna want it, because what you get with it for free is the preview. We don't goof around with, if you want to know about Oregon State, getting this is not for you. Go pick up some other clown situation. This is the best preview you're going to get. It's got an interview with Stetson in there. Got an interview with Kendall Milton in there. Got an interview with A.D. Mitchell in there. You're not going to want to miss out on it. It's something that you want to get flip through it during the summer. It's pretty awesome. I got to say so myself. So A.J. Harris picking Georgia is not shocking, but Georgia did a lot of work to get where they're at, and it's paid off. Now you start looking at the future here. You've got some DBs. You've got some DB. I mean, Keeley's going to be gone after this season, I would imagine. Okay, 80 pages hardcover. Keeley will probably be gone. You're going to have the departure of Christopher Smith, William Poole, who really came on strong last year. Obviously, De'Aaron Kendrick is gone. Lewis Cena is gone. So Keeley Keeley, William Poole, and Christopher Smith are the guys returning who were starters in the national championship game. So it's not like they're I mean, you lose Lewis Cine, that hurts, but you're going to have to replace all those guys next year. All of the guys that were in the second year in the national championship, they're going to be gone in 2023. Keeley's not going to be around. So you need a high-level player to replace another high-level player, as we have seen. Certainly within 2 years, if not quicker, defensive backs can get out there and really get going in the SEC. It's a challenge. It is a challenge because this league is loaded up with receivers. Just look at look at Alabama from a season ago. I mean, look at Ole Miss. I mean, everybody's got receivers. I mean, George Pickens is a good example. So you got to have DBs who at least can fight on the perimeter with guys. The other thing too is AJ Harris tough. Is he a tough person? And what I mean by that is twofold. Number one, is he mentally tough? I mean, you're going to get your ass whipped as a DB in this league. There's going to be times when the quarterback just has too much time. Okay, maybe that doesn't happen a lot when you're playing for Georgia, but trust me, there's going to be times, even when you play for Georgia, when the quarterback gets too much time and they wind up, in these clean pockets and so forth, and all of a sudden you got one of these situations where Bryce Young's throwing all over you. Can you let that go and just move on? Okay, that's tough. That's tough for anybody to do. It's really tough for young guys to do. I think it's tough for seniors to do. Okay, I think it's tough for 30-year-olds to do. So, secondly, are you physically ready to tackle on the perimeter? I don't know why this just popped up into my brain, but Asher Allen didn't give a shit. He was there to tackle guys. You need that mentality. You need guys who are on the corner that don't care. They're ready to hit you. They're ready to tackle. They're cool with it. Now, Lewis Cine didn't play corner very much at Georgia, if at all, and he would come up and hit you. You got to be physical anymore in this league because the ball's going to get out to the perimeter really quick. When you're playing everybody, I mean, South Carolina with Spencer Rattler, Alabama with Bryce Young. Obviously, Mississippi State with whatever that crazy Pirates got going on over there. I mean, it's just the way the league is going to be. So your DBs have got to be good. Now you've got a really good one here. You've got a really good one, no question. Here's what Matt DeBerry had to say. He said, AJ Harris committing is a massive pickup for the Georgia Bulldogs. He was a strong Florida lean earlier this spring, but him deciding to skip his official visit to Florida this weekend and commit to Fran Brown and the Bulldogs is pretty big. He's long, athletic, and technically sound. He shows great footwork, cover skills, and playmaking ability. He's a five-star. Easy enough for me to say. He is a five-star prospect for a reason due to his natural cover skills, length, and instincts. He was a top target for Kirby Smart and his staff since the beginning of his recruitment. This is a big loss for the Gators and a massive pickup for the Dogs. I do think this says a couple of things. I think Florida is recruiting better. Okay. Now, I mean, maybe it's just this one thing, but that is true. And what is also true is you got to close the deal. So that did not happen for the Gators. Number two, Alabama's not going to get the best player in the state. That's not common for high, dollar prospects. That's just that's just not normal in Alabama. So Georgia getting AJ Harris is a big deal, no question. I mean, Phoenix City is Alabama, but it's definitely a lot of Columbus too. So there's just a river that runs between it. But I think this is a big pickup for Georgia. I'm trying to think off the top of my head the last time Kirby missed out on a defensive back he really, really wanted. I mean, think about it, y'all. I mean, let me just want to go back just for a second here. When you look back at, I don't know, the 18 class on with, Stokes. Let's see. You had, DJ Daniel was big. Tyreek Stevenson was big, for sure. Those were guys that were important guys for this program. Keely Ringo, for sure, was a big deal. Stokes, they have had some guys that have come through here in the secondary, and they've gotten them. I mean, it matters that Kirby is recruiting these guys, that he played the position, yeah. But the more I say, the more of these defensive backs, safeties or corners, that get to the first round and beyond, or go in the first round, second round, I mean, you're starting to really rack up some guys that Georgia is putting into the NFL, and that's why AJ Harris is a dog as of now. I mean, this 23 class has got 10 guys in it: Sperling, Hewley, Cottrell, McElderry, Harris, Rhett, Lucky, Miller, and Seven Cloud. So hey, uh, this is starting to inch up and more like the class that I'm expecting it to be, which is going to be a top 4 class, maybe top 3. Some of it will have to do with what happens with Manning. We'll see. He is not going to make or break this class. There's just too many high level guys that Georgia's after. Look, take advantage. We already got someone just now bought the book. Hey, if you just want the preview, it's out there too. The link's down below. The book and the book with the preview for free is the best value. Hey, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the site.